All right, what is up, traders? What's up, tycoons? We got to talk about Casper in today's video. Not only did we break out finally from this large falling wedge that we had, it appears we got the pullback and for the breakout retest. And even though we did break through a key zone of support here that we wanted to see us hold, we came down right to that 0.039. I'm sorry, 0.0309 area, which was a very big area of interest. And some really interesting things are happening right now on our daily time frame. If we look, we are getting a MACD crossover right here at the moment. Not only did we bounce off of that area of support, we do have a little bit of a triangle pattern here forming, suggesting that price action is squeezing, and we're looking for the next breakout potentially to the upside. We do have to be mindful, of course, that it can always break down to the downside, and we'll go over the areas where potentially we could see support to the downside. But on top of that, this also looks like a nice rounded bottom right here. And we all love ourselves a nice round bottom. And that's definitely a bottoming sign, bottoming signal. If you take a look over here, we had a nice little round bottom, and then we got a nice rally afterwards. Okay. We'll also zoom in a little bit to the 1 hour time frame and go over some of the key levels on a shorter term basis. You can see there's a bearish divergence here, okay, that did cause a little bit of a pullback and could possibly cause more of a pullback, but we're actually breaking out of that right now, and that's something that we'll go over back here on the daily chart that coincides typically with a large move to the upside, especially when followed or preceded by a MACD crossover. So we're going to break down those multiple time frames for you guys in today's video. Be sure to smash the like button and subscribe to the channel, but as always, the content provided on this channel is for informational and educational purposes only and is not intended to be relied upon as legal, financial, or investment advice. So be sure to read through the disclaimer. And if you're new to the channel, I started a completely free newsletter for you guys called Investment Intelligence, giving out free valuable trading content, free valuable finance, as well as free valuable trade ideas. Okay, I try to sprinkle in 1 or 2 free trade ideas. Yes, there are stock trade ideas in here, but I do also send out crypto trade ideas. So the trade ideas will look like this, going over the chart patterns. In this case, we had a rising wedge, identifying where we thought it could break down on the chart and giving you guys a visual, as well as breaking it down and, explaining everything here to you as well. And you can see that that trade idea played out very nicely. Now, I try to sprinkle in 1 or 2 free trade ideas a week for you guys. And the reason being is because these are high quality trade ideas. These aren't me just spamming you guys with a bunch of different stocks, a bunch of different crypto. I really take time to analyze and find, things that have high quality setups, and those are things that you want to look for whenever you're looking to execute trades and not just trade over and over and over again hoping you can finally get a win. Now, you can also join the Investment Intelligence Discord. Right, you did miss the Black Friday sale that was extended through Cyber Monday, where you could get in for only $1, but you can still join the Discord right now. And you can see, I mean, we're getting very nice returns trading crypto. This is on Ordi, we have TIA, and we also have ADA, which was one of the trade ideas sent out in the newsletter right around the week of Thanksgiving. So last week, we had a really good trade setup on Cardano. All right. And we were able to capitalize off of that trade idea. And that was also posted in the Discord as well. So, join the Discord if you don't want to and you don't want to pay $10 a month for it. Just sign up for the free newsletter. Okay. You'll enjoy them both. Let's get into the video and talk about Casper here. Okay, so Casper, on our daily time frame, we mentioned that we have, this falling wedge here that we broke out of. And to me, things look pretty healthy right now. Okay, we got a breakout pullback, which would be expected after the breakout. And now we're going to see if we can actually push up higher. Okay, you notice here we rejected our 200-day moving average. So if Casper starts to rise and rally, we want to pay close attention to that 200-day moving average. Right around 0.037 is going to be the area if we start to see some upwards momentum here. Okay, now we also have this area of prior support. It got flipped to resistance. All right, and we're trading below there. So it's a large zone, but it's a key zone, and it's going to be about 0.0345 up to about 0.038. Okay, this is a key area. Ultimately, we need to flip this area back to support from resistance to potentially push higher up to our next zone, which is going to be around 0.044 up to 0.048. Okay, so those are the key levels to the upside that I'm paying attention to on a swing term basis and swing trading basis, and looking at some of the potential where Casper has to rally up towards. Okay, but to the downside, we do have this little bit of a triangle pattern here forming. And let's say we were able to break that. Remember, 0.03098 is that key support level that we were able to bounce on over here. And so we do want to see, if we can potentially bounce off of here again and put in a little bit of a double bottom scenario if we break to the downside. But if we break this triangle and retest the triangle, trend line here, or we retest at 0.0309 and flip those areas to resistance from support, most likely we're going to head down to the next demand zone down below, which is going to be just below 0.028 and right around 0.0250. Okay. Now, in terms of, what do I think that this has the better odds of doing? Well, at the moment, I do think it's very possible that we can break out to the upside. Now, whether it's going to be a sustained face ripper rally to the upside, or whether it's going to be a little bit of a false breakout and potentially come back down, we'll have to see and determine that in the future. But the things that I really like right now is we've got this nice rounded bottom. Okay. And we mentioned, we all like a nice rounded bottom here. All right. That's a potential bottoming signal here forming. And we're also closer to the upper edge of this trend line of this triangle pattern here. We've tested it 1, 2, 3, almost 4, 5, 6 times now. Okay. So the more times you test the level, the weaker it's going to get, and the greater the odds that we can potentially break out from here. Now, we also got the MACD crossover right here forming, where the red line or the white line is crossing above this red line. And we want to see this get above 0 on the MACD and continue in an upward direction. That often signals a bullish rally, right? We can see the MACD crossover here, but a very strong rally to the upside. And I mentioned we broke the bearish divergence. So what does that mean? Well, we have a high here, and then we're creating these higher highs. Well, we're creating a high and then a lower high at these points. So take a look here, and you can see that, even though, price is not necessarily going lower, all right, what we're doing is we're actually making lower highs on the RSI. You can see once we broke out of that, which is something that I highlighted in the last video, that's when we really started a rally. And you would look for it just to essentially go sideways or higher. It doesn't always have to break out and go just straight up for the price of the token or the coin to go up. That's not really how the RSI works. Okay, so breaking out of that bearish divergence is going to be a key signal. And the reason I'm mentioning that is because when we zoom down to the 1 hour, and we take a look at what's happening right here, we have highs over here, and then we have highs up here, and you can see that price went up, but the RSI went down. We had highs, and then we had lower highs, and look at what we're doing now. We're attempting to break out of that area here, and so if this can continue moving sideways a little bit or even tick up, that looks really good, and that could be a sign on the smaller time frame, such as the 1 hour, that we're going to head up towards the upper end of this smaller 1 hour triangle right here and potentially break out of there. Now, if we break out of this smaller 1 hour time frame triangle, 0.0355 up to about 0.0358, 357, that's going to be an area of supply, okay, aka resistance, where there were more supply up here that pushed price lower and started a significant downtrend. And when we tried to reverse and come back up to that area, there was still enough supply for us to not even close up in here, right? We just barely wicked up and then strongly pushed lower. And that's when we started our downtrend of high, lower high, lower high, and lower high. And now what we're doing on the 1 hour time frame is we're making a high and a higher high. So we really need to see that breakout and retest of this zone to put in a high, higher high, and then another higher high. But we're also making higher lows at the moment. So we have a low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, and we want to continue this uptrend. Now, let's say for some reason that we do actually break this trend line. Okay, we have plenty of room to drop. This blue line here is going to be our 200 period moving average on the 1 hour chart. It lines up very well with the 707 Fibonacci level, which is going to be right around 0.0332. Above there, we have 0.0335 and 0.0338. These are all valid areas of support, okay? Meaning that just because we fall down to these levels and break through the triangle doesn't mean that we can't rebound from here and go back up. At the end of the day, that would still be a high, a lower high, or I'm sorry, a low, higher low, and then a higher low again in all of these levels. Now, again, I am favoring a little bit more of the potential for, bullishness. We'll have to see if we actually break out of any of these triangles. But not only did we break out of this bearish divergence here on the RSI, The 1 hour MACD is very, very close to curling to the upside. So if we can get that curl to the upside on both the daily and the 1 hour chart, that's going to be a very good look for Casper in the near term. So that's basically the breakdown of today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to sign up for that completely free newsletter so you can get those free trade ideas directly to your inbox every single week. And you can join the Investment Intelligence Discord where you get access to all of the different trade ideas analysis that I post, and can see the setups that I'm looking at whenever I get these really nice trades, trading crypto. So that's it for today's video, and I'll see you in the next one.